So, after my car accident, I have been having a lot of things that have been coming to light or being revealed to me. They told me I wasn't ready to hear these messages before, I wasn't open to receiving them. I am ready now. I'm ready to know truths that were being kept from me. I was being deceived. And that is what we mean when we speak about the matrix or the false world, as Jesus calls it. Realizing that we have been deceived and lied to all of our lives because we don't know ourselves in Christ Jesus. And when you don't know yourself in Christ Jesus, and you don't know yourself through Jesus' eyes, you know yourself through the lens or the eyes of this world. So when I was harping on the idea of know thyself, I got part of that right, because what he sees and what we see are two different things. He sees the divine inheritance that belongs to us. The enemy also sees our divine inheritance that belongs to us. His job is to make us feel like we are unworthy of it. By telling us things like, you're a loser. He wants us to think that people are gossiping about us and saying mean things about us. You'll get a lot of that in your head. This idea that people are saying false things about you and doing lies and accusations about you. You'll feel like that when the enemy is close by. He likes us living in fear and suspicion of everything and everyone. He tells us that God doesn't love us, our future is shit, etc., etc. That's the false world, and the reason the Bible talks about sin so much and how this is a fallen world because of sin. It's really referring to the matrix, and the enemy's time is growing shorter and shorter. He's resorting to whole new levels just because he found himself a mere man now, and his last few fingers are holding on to the cliff he's about to be thrown from. My life and my future were decided before I was born. The Lord makes that clear to me, and angels have been prophesying over my life all this time for years. I'm catching glimpses of that now, realizing things that I hadn't realized before. I was always a woman that believed in Jesus, and I was always a woman that believed in miracles, and I've always been willing to just give up my life if there was a circumstance important enough, because I did understand enough about that to know that, yeah, this is a false world. We're only here for a short time. This is just a short little journey. This is not the be-all and end-all. The angels have been, prophesizing over me for years. That's what all those angel numbers I was seeing was about. That's really what it was all about. And I understand the truth of that now, because reading into these Bible verses, they just make absolute sense to my life. They really do. They make absolute sense. And yes, you see me looking over here because I had to write this all down, of course. I didn't think that I could articulate this quite properly, so I wanted to make sure I had it written down. Those number patterns are angels that are proclaiming to the heavens and earth that your divine inheritance belongs to you and you alone. The enemy can't claim something that isn't his to claim. And besides, he only has power over the mind in this false matrix, and only if you allow it. I can't even begin to tell you how powerful the Lord's Prayer is, and that you should be speaking it every day. Because even though I was reading tarot and studying astrology, I was also speaking the Lord's Prayer over my life every single day, many times in a day. The enemy wants you stuck in the past, but the Lord wants to place you safe up high. Matthew 7:11 basically says that if you think this false world has good gifts for you, just imagine what your Father in heaven has for you, because he loves us far more than this world is even capable of showing us. My whole life is a testimony. I'm not lucky, I'm blessed.